May and March, most notably the signing of the German twinning agreement with Neukirch and Vlyn, making Buckingham the first town in the UK to twin after Brexit. It was a great disappointment we had to cancel the Mayor's civic service just as the pandemic took hold, as it would have spotlighted the young of Buckingham and my two charities in particular, Medical Detection Dogs and YC2 Bucks Young Carers. But thanks to everyone who's given so generously during the year. There's so many I want to thank, but I could not have got through the year without the guidance of our town clerk and his dedicated staff. You have all been so supportive. I also thank Sir Anthony Solden for his friendship and guidance throughout my mayoral year. As well as strengthening our town and gown ties, he's put Buckingham firmly on the map as a centre of educational excellence, and we shall miss him when he leaves the University of Buckingham this autumn. In closing, I wish my successor, Councillor Geraldine Collins, every success in her role as the 255th Mayor of Buckingham. I look forward to continuing to serve Buckingham as a town councillor for as long as you'll have me. Thank you all. We proceed then with the annual statutory meeting. First item on the agenda, the election of the town mayor. Members are being asked to elect the town mayor, who will act as chair of the council for the forthcoming year. And I propose Councillor Geraldine Collins as our mayor. Lisa?
I would be happy to second your nomination.
We will put this to the vote if there's no other nominations. Councillor John Harvey? No, you're not. Ruth? No other nominations? No. Right, all those in favour?
No, I was voting, sorry.
We can have a show of hands that Nina can see. I believe. Is that correct, Nina? Thank you.
Thank you.
So, if I could hand over then again to Councillor O'Donoghue, who is going to say something about the election of Geraldine Collins as our mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Cole. Over the years, I've got to know Councillor Geraldine Collins really well, and I know she will make a great ambassador representing our council. She is kind, hardworking, and is more than capable of dealing with any issues that crop up. The role of mayor can be a testing time. There will be pressure and stress with a variety of egos, but I believe the problem solving, diplomacy skills and bedside manner she has gained from her years working in the NHS will serve her well in this coming year. I asked a couple of Councillor Collins's friends if they would like to add anything, and Councillor Stutchbury took me up on the invitation. He says, Councillor Geraldine Collins is a straightforward person. You get what you see, and she believes in the benefits of supporting the community. Councillor Collins has an in-depth knowledge of well-being from her time working in the NHS and has always been a voice in representing town council staff. She has an eye for detail and is passionate for the community of Buckingham and will bring these strengths and independence in supporting the decisions of the council in her role as mayor. Councillor Cole said, Geraldine has backed me up as deputy mayor for the past year, stepping in for me when there have been engagements I was unable to attend. And I'm delighted to have proposed her to be our 255th mayor. I know that she will serve Buckingham well. Finally, Geraldine, I hope you and Councillor Paddy Collins have an exciting year ahead. Enjoy yourselves and try not to work too hard.
Yeah. Councillor Stutchbury, may we call on you?
Which you calling me on for now? Because I have not got an agenda. The proposal, the speech for the retiring mayors, myself.
Yeah.
It says item 2, vote of thanks to the outgoing mayor.
Thank you very much. Well, I proposed you to be mayor because I know you're a good chap and that you've got an eye for detail and you've got a sense of proportion, and your work as the JP, I felt that I'd never had the opportunity to appear before JP, and having you as mayor would give me that opportunity at every meeting. And you've been a marvellous chap. You've kept order. You've kept a sense of proportion. You've had a difficult time in the sense of preparing us for what we thought was going to be going into the unitary council, which didn't happen, but has happened. You prepared the council well for that with the help of the staff. You've done the seed corn work towards making the council ready for its second town plan. And you've done a lot of work on that in the background. You've also been a very fair chairman. Occasionally you've had to shut me up, but apart from that, that's normal. But I think both you and Alexa have served the town tremendously well. And you're one of the 245th mayor, I think it was, did you say? And there's going to be lots of mayors after you. But there will never be a Mark Cole. And Mark Cole's been a gentleman throughout his time of service. In those years before the pandemic, he was able to attend civic functions and represent us fully. And he did that with his wife, Alexa, to the nth degree. To which I wish you all the best. I intend to work with you on the council. And I know that you're going to carry on with your main passion, which is to see that Buckingham is well represented when it comes to planning decisions, and work with the chair of planning in the forthcoming year. So thank you again, Mark. It's been a pleasure to see you as mayor, and personally I wish you all the best now you step down from the chair, and I hope you and Alexa, once we're out of lockdown, can actually get a holiday in. And all the best to you, my mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here, here.
Item 3, we get to the robing of the mayor and the history of the regalia. So I'm going to call on, if I may, the father of the council, Howard Mordew, to talk us through the history of the regalia while Councillor Paddy Collins does the robing of our new mayor. Howard.
Oh, Paddy.
Well, that's
furniture.
a very new one. I've never been called father of anything apart from father by my children. So thank you for that. The robing of the Buckingham's mayor, unlike some others, is done in public, which today is being shown both on Zoom and YouTube, which will give us a much bigger audience than we've had in the past. Because of the current restrictions, the actual robing is being done by Councillor Paddy Collins, our former mayor, and Geraldine's husband, who is also Geraldine's husband. Buckingham is proud of its history, stretching back to when Bucker's people settled in the bend of the river and have thought to have taken their emblem from the majestic swans on the River Ouse. The place name is first recorded as Buckingham in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles of 918. Buckingham was the county town from the 10th to the 18th century, when Aylesbury took over as county town. We shall now come on to the insignia and regalia. Buckingham's unchained swan, according to the Garter Principal King of Arms in 1990, no chain was shown when the College of Arms visited Buckingham in 1574. The opinion is that since Buckingham is older than the county of Buckinghamshire, it could not have the same arms as the county, which is a chain. Buckingham, as a free borough, is entitled to an unchained swan. We now come on to the robing. The mayor's robe is of dark red cloth trimmed with black synthetic fur. The original mayor's robe was a gift from Mr. A.C. Rogers during his term of office in 1902 and is now on display in the Old Jail Museum. Paddy, would you like to put the robe on? Geraldine, preferably. The next item is the jabot. The jabot is presented to the borough by Mr. Holton, is trimmed with lace, representing the lace industry that used to exist in the town. Be careful, you've got a valuable neck to handle. The mayor's chain of office now. The Mayor's chain of office with badge is a silver gilt. It was presented in 1884 by Sir E.H. Verney and Lady Verney of Claydon House. It consists of 81 quatrefoil links, each enclosing a Tudor rose and united by smaller links. The circular badge shows the borough arms with laurel wreath on the front and the Verney coat of arms bearing the inscription Sir Harry Verney, Bart, MP for Buckingham, 1832 to 1841, 1857 to 1874, and 1880 to 1885. The Mayor's chain is worn on all civic and ceremonial occasions and on other occasions where the Mayor officiates. And now the hat. There is a cocked hat, but for the female Mayor, we have a tricorn hat.
Oops.
The robe, jabot, hat and chain are worn on all ceremonial occasions. The mace.
Which I haven't got.
You haven't got the mace?
No. Still locked up in the somewhere safe, I expect.
Probably. The mace is a historical of great interest. And I think there we have a picture. We won't mention the teddy bear, which occurred during my reign as mayor. Anyway, the mace is historically of great interest, having been made in the Commonwealth period and reconverted during the Restoration. It is 1.16 meters long of silver gilt with a plain shaft, 3 knobs and a spreading base. 3 brackets support the head, the surface of which is divided into 3 compartments, which display first a swan with wings extended, gorged with coronet and chain amid foliage. Second, a harp, and third, a rose. Surmounting the head is an elaborate crest of openwork, from which rises 3 feathers, curved inwards and meeting at their extremities, upon which rests a square cushion carrying a crown. The crown was given to Buckingham by King Charles II in recognition of the support given by the borough to his father, Charles I, and is believed to be one of only 11 in the country. On the raised flat top is the Royal Stuart coat of arms. At the base is an inscription which reads, "In the 12th year of the reign of our sovereign, Lord King Charles II, by the grace of God, King of England, Scotland, France, and Ireland, 1660. The mace is carried before the mayor on all ceremonial occasions, and when placed, the crown will point to the right of the mayor, except in church, when it will point to the altar." We now come on to the mayoress's chain. The mayoress's chain also has an interesting history. In 1924, the council was having difficulty in persuading a councillor to be mayor. It was decided to fine the next person who refused. That was Councillor Roper, who paid his fine of £10 in silver threepenny pieces on the 4th of February of that year. These were made into a chain for the next Mayoress of Buckingham, which was first worn when the Mayor and Mayoress attended the Empire exhibition at Wembley in 1924, on which occasion they were presented to the King and Queen. That concludes the robing of the Mayor. Thank you. Congratulations.
Before I hand
Geraldine.
over to our new chairman of the council,
Well
our
done.
mayor, item 4, signing of the declaration of acceptance of office. Paddy, if you would. We need this to be visible on camera.
Just a minute. Right.
Everybody else is on, to be correct.
Glasses so you can see what she's doing. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
The declaration.
You're going to read it out, Geraldine.
Oh, sorry. I, Geraldine Elizabeth Collins, having been elected to the office of Town Mayor of Buckingham, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to be guided by the local government code of conduct as adopted by Buckingham Town Council in the performance of my functions in that office. I will sign it now. Okay.
I pronounce you officially Mayor of Buckingham. Well done.
Well done.
Geraldine, would you like to take over the rest of this short meeting? Or we got the election of the deputy mayor, appointment of the mayor or consul.
Yeah, just put her throne in the right place.
Yeah. So let's get you in position. Well done, Geraldine.
Sit down,
Right.
Prince.
It's all
Geraldine.
yours. I'm off to the pub.
Okay, thank you.
Where's this pub?
It's item 6.
Geraldine,
Right?
Yes.
can I just confirm that once you've posted that to me, I'll sign it in ink to confirm that I've witnessed you signing it just now. And then it'll be
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll do. Okay.
So item 6.
Item 6. So we need to go to the election of the deputy town mayor.
I propose Councillor Martin Try.
Oh, I second Councillor Martin Try.
Thank you.
Any other nominations?
Any other nominations for this post? No. Okay, so we'll go to a vote. All in favour of Councillor Martin Try becoming deputy town mayor? I can see a lot of hands there.
You can vote, Geraldine.
I can.
Well, more now. It's unanimous now.
That's right.
Thank you. Where is he?
Deciding.
Oh, it's my spot coming next. Possibly.
Hang on.
Hang on, Prince Albert.
There's a speech.
There's a speech for,
Yes.
Yeah, by Paul.
where's Paul?
All Islands.
As far as I can see, I'm above your right ear, but that doesn't necessarily mean.
We can see you.
I can see you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to start my speech then?
Yes, please.
Right. I am recommending Martin Try to be Deputy Mayor for the year 2021. It's very appropriate that I'm speaking in favour of Martin Try because we turned up more or less together, was it 12 or 13 years ago? And since that time, we've both been sitting in the same sort of corner of the council table, almost like a naughty step, but that wouldn't be true at all. But that's how I got to know Martin, because we were always one who we could discuss little things in a way that you shouldn't do. But the thing about Martin is he's one of those people who's always behind the scenes. And in the fact, the way that Buckingham works is because of people like Martin, who are not necessarily seen in the front, but are behind the scenes and making things done. I mean, he's always spent quite a bit of his life supporting his wife Leslie when she was, I don't quite know the name for it, one of the chief people of the guides in Buckingham, or the pantomime where he was a very, well, I don't know what Martin actually does there, but it's sort of electrician stroke, stagehand stroke, everything else.
behind the scenes.
And of course, he looks after the Christmas parade where he commentates and makes sure that everyone can hear. And he does the same for the balls and the Remembrance Day service. So Martin has done lots of things which make the town work. And I'm sure he will continue doing those things for you and for the council and the rest of the town. So I'd like to recommend to you, Martin, as the Deputy Mayor, because he's just the sort of person who'll give Geraldine the sort of support that I'm sure she will appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a bit of robing here or chaining?
Not yet, Martin.
All right. So Martin was seconded by Councillor Bloomfield.
Mhm.
So we move on to item 7 now.
Geraldine, do you want to get Martin to put his
Yes, please. Where is he? Can't see him on my screen.
Speak, then I'll come up then. Is that better?
Let's see where you are.
Just keep clicking.
Where is he?
I'm here.
I've got him on mine.
Oh yeah, got you now.
Yeah, okay.
Open the box or take the money.
Okay, so Leslie's going to present Martin with his chain of office.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh,
no fancy words for this.
I sort of lost a picture here somewhere.
He's lost his picture.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very good. Where's he gone?
Thank you, Geraldine. Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you. I'm sure you'll be a good support to me, and I'm so happy that you accepted the position.
We'll work as a team.
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Right. Item 7 is the appointment of the mayoral consort, which will be my husband, Paddy Collins.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Well done.
There it is, right.
It's worth noting that Paddy's the only person I know who's been deputy mayor, mayor, and now mayor consort.
Yeah, thank you.
That's true.
Yeah,
Call him mayoress instead.
call me Mayoress. There you go. Thank you, Mayor.
I'll make sure he does the work. Oh dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
So move on to item 8, the nomination of the mayor's chaplain, which will be our rector, Will Pearson G. I don't think he's with us tonight, but he has accepted that position, and I look forward to seeing him soon, because I'm sure he'll give me a lot of support with the challenging year we've got. And I've lost my piece of paper. So she'll move on to the town mayor's announcements. Where I am in that. Hope everybody can still hear.
Yep.
Okay. It's an honour to have been elected to serve as Mayor of Buckingham for the coming year, which I value the support of my fellow colleagues and councillors. I thank you all for your support. I feel privileged to follow in the footsteps of past mayors and will endeavour to support our residents in any way I can. It's going to be a challenging year. We didn't expect all of this coronavirus pandemic to impact upon us, so there won't be the events to go to. So we shall just have to take it as it comes, basically. I thank Councillor Mark Cole for nominating me for this position. He has been a fantastic mayor in his term, and we have a lot to thank him for. And I I'm grateful that Councillor Martin Try has accepted the role of Deputy Mayor, and I'm sure he will be of good support. I probably will need it, lacking in experience in these meetings online. So thank you to everyone, and we'll take the days as it comes. Thank you.
Well done.
All right, so that is the end of our annual statutory meeting tonight. And we've got the full council meeting to look forward to.
Thank you, Chair.